Hey, how's it going, YouTube? JSX here. Listen, just a really quick video today about the HKS blow-off valve system from Z1 Motorsports. I know you can do it by a do-it-yourself, or you can do a Concept Z Performance Kit. I just happen to choose the Z1 Performance Kit. There's a lot of videos out there talking about the install, and they're pretty good, especially the one from, believe it or not, Concept Z Performance. And there's another YouTuber, Nismo, and I apologize, I can't remember the numbers after his name. I'll try and link it in the description below. The videos are great. However, what I wanted to do today is go over a couple of things that those videos don't really highlight on, but can help you in the future when you decide to install this system yourself. So anyway, this is a 2017 Q60 Premium Plus. The 3.0 non-red sport. As you can see, I did install the blow-off valves myself, and here's a couple of things you guys definitely want to know when you do this. So number one, have patience, be calm, and you know, this is gonna sound stupid, but don't work hungry. I know I got irritated a bunch of times and realized after 8 I was just fine. So that's the number one. The first thing is just be patient. It's not a hard install. However, if you have patience and you take it easy, don't worry about rushing, just take your time and you'll be perfectly fine. The second thing I wanted to actually bring up was tools. Now, we all know you're going to need a great socket set. I believe you need a 7/8. I think I used a 10 for maybe one bolt. I think actually it was this bolt right there. But and you need a 13. However, what you may not realize is the list of tools they say you need is not all-inclusive. There are some tricky parts of this install, which I'll show you in a minute, but here are some of the tools that you may, sorry for the mess guys, garage is filthy. Anyway, so obviously you know you're going to need a set of pliers, but what you definitely have to have are these. I can tell you now, if you do not have a set of these short bent nose pliers, you are going to be in a world of hurt in your install. You have to get these. You can get it from Harbor Freight. I think I got these at Ace Hardware. And then you also have a set of long ones too, with the bent nose, 45-degree angle. You absolutely should have this. These definitely, you have to have these. Don't even think about not doing this install without these. Second thing is, this came in handy, the T with the attachments for sockets and screwdrivers. You want long screwdrivers, flathead, and Phillips. Also, believe it or not, just go to your local store and pick up some, you know, different size rings for the hose clamps. I mean, the OEM ones will get rusted out. If you have new ones, it'll be easier to work with. Because, and I'm gonna get to this in a second, scissors, a razor blade. This thing also came in handy as well. Ugh, it's rusted, I gotta get a new blade. And one of the angled, the ones that are adjustable, these sockets helped out a ton too. Now, you're probably wondering, why does he have a Dremel here? Okay, this thing helped me out a ton because this is gonna lead me to my next point, the tricky parts. There are, I would say three tricky parts of this install. The first is when you get to the clamps, not the stock one down here, some of these clamps are extremely hard to reach. The bolts, so you see I have a bolt right there to screw, flathead. Well, not that one, but the one below it was actually behind that coupler, and it was impossible for me to reach. I could not reach that. There was no way of me getting to it, so I literally had to Dremel, lightly saw that thing off until it snapped for me to get to it. I had the same situation with this one here. It was either this one or this one. The bolt was literally underneath the coupler, so I had to use that Dremel to saw it off, essentially saw it off. And then what I did is I just used the rings that I bought from Ace Hardware and used those instead of the stock ones. So also don't worry about, since you're gonna get new couplers, if you destroy the plastic, I mean, it is what it is. You know, just like the one up here, as you can see, let me see if I have them. Yep. Yeah. So as you can see, this is what they ended up looking like. I made sure to be careful not to, you know, touch the metal or anything, but that's something you may have to do. If you do that, be extremely careful, because I was nervous wreck doing it. The next thing I would say, oh, I'm sorry, the next tricky part was literally just getting this coupler in right here. This was rough. I think when I did this, I put this one in first. Looking back, I don't know, I maybe should have put that in first. I don't know, but it was difficult, and that was going to lead me into my next thing. If you have help, I mean, I got a teenage son upstairs, probably still sleeping on Easter, who knows? But he actually woke him up. He came downstairs, and I had all these bolts loosened. He had to lift this thing up, and I had to put some muscle into it and actually get it in there. Speaking of which, to make your life a little bit easier, make sure you have a little bit of either automotive grease or some kind of lubricant, so these clamps will actually slide on in there, and it'll make your job much easier. All you need to do is just put a little bit in each of these on the inside, you know, on each clamp, and it'll make it easier for you to get it on. The other tricky part, and this is good, this could give you a hard time, is when you get to the point where you got to tap into the vacuum line. It's going to be hard to see, I apologize, but yeah, see where that clamp is? There's another one back there. You're gonna have to use those bent nose, not needle nose, bent nose pliers to get to the one back there and this one. These clamps are tough, and if your car is anything like mine, it was rusted on, it was rough. So yeah, that was a nightmare. So that's what you need those bent nose pliers for. And then the razor blade, you might be wondering when I use that. So basically, I'm just gonna use this stock one as an example, but essentially what I had to do, especially back here, is when you have the ones you get from Z1 Motorsports, the one you have to get it up on there or over there, what I did is I took a razor blade and I literally cut just a tiny bit here, just a little bit. And once I did that, I was able to get it on much easier, okay? And yeah, I really didn't have any problems, you know, after I did that. I think I had to do it there and maybe one other spot, but it worked out really, really well. So yeah, so like I said, don't be afraid to experiment, but you know, just be careful. So anyway, that is really all I got for tips when you install the Z1 HKS blow-up valve kit. It works really well. After you get it installed, make sure you go ahead and take it for maybe a test drive or something. I didn't put the little filters that are supplied on at first. I actually drove it around, made sure it was okay, and then this morning I woke up and just you know, installed the little filters here. So let's but anyway, to end this video, let's give it a startup and hear what they sound like. Start it up okay.